Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do CIE A-Level Maths Pure Mathematics 1, paper code 9707, questions for coordinate geometry. In this video, you will find all of the questions that can come for coordinate geometry, like how to find the equation of line, how to find the gradient, midpoint, perpendicular bisector equations, then finding coordinates or like equations using given shapes on diagrams, all of that. I'll be making a separate video for circles because like if I had made a joint video for that, it would be like extremely long. So I've divided it in two parts. First part is for the coordinate geometry part, and the second part is going to be for circles, like equation of circles with tangents. And again, it's a part of coordinate geometry, so all of that is going to be included in that video. So let's start with this one and see what type of questions you can get for coordinate geometry. So the first question says 2 points A and B are coordinates -1, 1, and 3, 4 respectively. The line BC is perpendicular to line AB and intersects the x-axis at C. We have to find the equation of BC and the coordinates of C. So we know that A and B have the given coordinates and BC is perpendicular to AB. Since BC and AB are perpendicular, so we can find the gradient of BC using the line of AB. So gradient of AB is going to be 4 minus 1 over 3 minus -1. That's 3 over 4. Gradient of AB times gradient of BC is going to equal to -1. Why? Because if two lines are perpendicular, the product of the gradients is always equal to -1, which means 3 over 4 times gradient of BC equals to -1. And gradient of BC is going to be -4 over 3. We have the coordinates of B, we have the gradient, we can easily create the equation for BC. We can use point slope form, which is y minus y1 equals to m times x minus x1. y1 is 4, m is -4 over 3, and x1 is 3. Cross multiply, 3 bracket y minus 4 equals to -4x plus 12. That's 3y minus 12 equals to -4x plus 12. 3y equals to -4x plus 24. The line BC intersects the x-axis at C, which means y coordinate is 0. So at y equals to 0, 3 times 0 equals to -4x plus 24. 0 equals to -4x plus 24. 4x equals to 24, and x is 6. Coordinates of C are 6 and 0, and your equation of BC is 3y equals to -4x plus 24, or if you want to write it as slope-intercept form, that's going to be y equals to -4 over 3x plus 8. That is your answer. Then it says find the distance AC, giving your answer correct to 3 decimal places. Coordinates of A are -1 and 1. C was 6, 0. So for the distance of AC, we use the formula root of y2 minus y1 whole square plus x2 minus x1 whole square. So that's going to be 0 minus 1 whole square plus 6 plus 1 whole square. That's going to be 1 plus 49, which is root of 50. That is your distance. Now we convert this into decimals. So root of 50 is going to be 7.071. That is your distance of AC, correct to 3 decimal places. Then it says 2 points A and B have coordinates 3a, -a, and -a2a respectively, where a is a positive constant. Find the equation of the line through the origin parallel to AB. So it's passing through the origin and it's parallel to AB. So first let's find the gradient of AB. That's going to be 2a minus -a over -a minus 3a. That's 3a over negative 4a, which simplifies to negative 3 over 4. If two lines are parallel, their gradients are the same. So m1 equals to m2, which means the line that's parallel to AB that has the same gradient. That means y equals to negative 3 over 4x plus c. And your c is going to be 0. So y equals to negative 3 over 4. X is your equation of the line that passes through the origin and is parallel to AB. Then it says the length of the line AB is 3 whole number 1 over 3 units. Find the value of A. So we know that A is 3A negative A. B is negative A and 2A. So 3 whole number 1 over 3, which is 10 over 3, is equal to root of 2a plus a whole square plus negative a minus 3a whole square. Square both sides to get rid of the root. That's going to be 100 over 9 equals 3a whole square plus negative 4a whole square. That's 9a whole square plus 16a whole square. 100 over 9 equals to 25a square. 100 over 9 times 1 over 25 equals to a square. If we square root both sides, it's going to be 10 over 3 minus 5, which simplifies to 2 over 3. That is your value of a. Then it says the coordinates of points A and B are negative 3k minus 1 and k plus 3. And then B is k plus 3 and 3k plus 5 respectively, where k is a constant and does not equal to negative 1. Find and simplify the gradient of AB showing that it is independent of k. So gradient of AB is going to be 3k plus 5 minus k plus 3 divided by k plus 3 minus 3k minus 1. 3k minus k is 2k, 5 minus 3 is 2, k plus 3k is 4k, and 3 plus 1 is 4. We can take 2 common in the numerator and 4 common in the denominator. K plus 1 gets cancelled out and we're left with 1 over 2. And that shows that the gradient is independent of k. Then find and simplify the equation of the perpendicular bisector of AB. So for the perpendicular bisector, we need the midpoint of AB and then we need the gradient of the perpendicular bisector. A is negative 3k minus 1, k plus 3, and B is k plus 3 and 3k plus 5. Gradient of AB was 1 over 2. So midpoint is going to be negative 3k minus 1 plus k plus 3 over 2, and then k plus 3 plus 3k plus 5 over 2. Negative 2k plus 2 over 2 and 4k plus 8 over 2. That's going to be negative k plus 1 and 2k plus 4. These are your midpoint values. So now gradient is going to be negative 2 because this is your line AB and this is your perpendicular bisector. So since they're at right angle to each other, product of the gradients will always equal to negative 1. Hence, the gradient of the line that is perpendicular to AB is going to have the gradient of negative 2. So now we create the equation of this line using this information. Y minus y1 equals to m times x minus x1. Y minus 2k minus 4 equals to negative 2x minus 2k plus 2. Y equals to negative 2x minus 2k plus 2k plus 2 plus 4, which is y equals to negative 2x plus 6. That is the equation of the perpendicular bisector to AB. Since points A and B have coordinates h, and 4h plus 6 and 5h respectively, the equation of the perpendicular bisector of AB is given as 3x plus 2y equals to k. We have to find the values of the constants h and k. So we can begin with find the gradient of AB. 5h minus h over 4h plus 6 minus h. That's going to be 4h over 3h plus 6. Then you find the midpoint of AB. That's going to be h plus 4h plus 6 over 2 and h plus 5h over 2. 5h plus 6 over 2 and 6h over 2, which simplifies to 3h. So now we can create the equation y minus 3h equals to 4h over 3h. So now we can use the given equation to figure out what h is. So if we take the equation of the perpendicular bisector, which is 3x plus 2y equals to k, and convert this into slope-intercept form, that's going to give us a gradient of negative 3 over 2 and a y-intercept of k over 2. So if you look at the question, it says that the equation of the perpendicular bisector is this. Gradient of AB is not the same as the gradient that we just found. They're both perpendicular to each other, which means negative 3 over 2 times m2 is equal to negative 1. m2 is going to be 2 over 3. So 2 over 3 is going to equal to 4h over 3h plus 6. You have to be very careful about this because if you make this mistake of using the gradient given in the equation and not realize that both the lines are perpendicular, we're putting the gradient of AB equal to the gradient of the perpendicular bisector. That's incorrect. They're not the same. So you have to be very careful about this. So you cross multiply 2 times 3h plus 6 equals to 12h. That's 6h plus 12 equals to 12h. 12 equals to 12h minus 6h. 12 equals to 6h, and that's 2. So h has the value of 2. Now you find the value of k. For the value of k, you can first find the coordinates of the midpoint. So that's going to be 5 times 2, 10, 10 plus 6, 16 divided by 2, 8, and then 6. So now using the midpoint and the gradient of the perpendicular bisector, we create our own equation and figure out the value of k. So y minus 6 equals to negative 3 over 2 times x minus 8. That's 2y minus 12 equals to negative 3x plus 24. 2y equals to negative 3x plus 36. So if we compare this and this, we can see that k is 36. So that is your answer. Then says the diagram shows a kite OABC in which AC is the line of symmetry. The coordinates of A and C are 0, 4 and 8, 0 respectively, and O is the origin. We have to find the equations of AC and OB. So to find the equation of AC, first we need to find the gradient of AC. That's going to be 0 minus 4 over 8 minus 0. negative 4 over 8, which is negative 1 over 2. Slope y-intercept is a, so y equals to mx plus c, y equals to negative 1 over 2x plus 4. This is your equation of AC. Now for the equation of OB, if we connect the line O and B, and if you're familiar with the shape of a kite, your line of symmetry is AC and OB is going to be at right angles with AC, which means gradient of OB is going to be positive 2. So y is going to equal to 2x. Why 2x? Because the y-intercept is 0, 0, the origin. So m is 2, so y equals to 2x. That is your equation of OB. For these type of questions, you need to be familiar with the properties of different types of shapes that you can get. Then find by calculation the coordinates of B. So we know y equals to 2x is your equation of OB, and y equals to negative 1 over 2x plus 4 is your equation of AC. So to find the coordinates of B, what we can do is we can solve these two equations simultaneously. That would give us the midpoint of OB. And since we have the midpoint of OB, we can use that to figure out what the coordinates of B are going to be. So we can put both the equations equal to each other. 2x equals to negative 1 over 2x plus 4. Multiply both sides by 2 to get rid of the fractions. That's going to be 4x equals to negative x plus 8. 4x plus x equals to 8, and that is 5x equals to 8. X is going to be 8 over 5. Y is going to be 2 times 8 over 5, which is 16 over 5. So this is your midpoint of OB. 8 over 5 and 16 over 5. So if you want to find the coordinates of B, we double this. So coordinates of B are going to be 8 over 5 times 2 and 16 over 5 times 2. That's going to be 16 over 5 and 32 over 5. These are your coordinates of B. That's your answer. And it says the point M is the midpoint of the line joining the points 3, 7 and negative 1, 1. Find the equation of the line through M, which is parallel to the line x over 3 plus y over 2 equals to 1. So let's first find the coordinates of point M, which is the midpoint of these two. So that's going to be 3 minus 1 over 2 and 7 plus 1 over 2. That's going to be 2 divided by 2, which is 1, and 7 plus 1, which is 8 divided by 2, and that's 4. We have to find the equation of the line through M, which is parallel to the line x over 3 plus y over 2 equals to 1. So let's now figure out the gradient of this line. Multiply both sides by 6 to get rid of the fractions. That's going to be 2x plus 3y equals to 6. 3y equals to 6 minus 2x. Y equals to 6 minus 2x divided by 3. So that's 2 minus 2 over 3x. So gradient of this line is negative 2 over 3. So since both the lines are parallel, the gradient is exactly going to be the same. So y minus 4 equals to negative 2 over 3 times x minus 1. 3y minus 12 equals to negative 2x plus 2. 3y equals to negative 2x plus 14. Y equals to negative 2 over 3x plus 14 over 3. That is the equation of the line that passes through M but is parallel to x over 3 plus y over 2 equals to 1. Then it says the coordinates of 2 points A and B are 1, 3 and 9, negative 1 respectively, and D is the midpoint of AB. A point C has coordinates x, y, where x and y are variables. State the coordinates of D. So I have to find the midpoint of AB. So that's going to be 1 plus 9 over 2 and 3 minus 1 over 2, which is 5 and 1. These are coordinates of D. Then it is given that CD squared equals to 20. Write down an equation relating x and y. So first let's find CD. That's going to be square root y minus 1 whole square plus x minus 5 whole square equals to 20, which is going to be y minus 1 squared plus x minus 5 whole square equals to 20. That is your equation relating x and y. Then it is given that AC and BC are equal in length. Find an equation relating x and y. Show that it can be simplified to y equals to 2x minus 9. So AC and BC are equal in length. So let's find AC first. That's going to be y minus 3 squared plus x minus 1 squared. Then BC, y plus 1 squared plus x minus 9 squared. Put them equal to each other. Y minus 3 squared plus x minus 1 squared equals to y plus 1 squared plus x minus 9 squared. When we square both sides, that's going to give us y minus 3 squared plus x minus 1 squared equals to y plus 1 squared plus x minus 9 squared. Now we should expand the brackets. That's going to be y squared minus 6y plus 9 plus x squared minus 2x plus 1 equals to y squared plus 2y plus 1 plus x squared minus 18x plus 81. Collect the y terms on one side and the x terms on the other side. So y squared minus y squared minus 6y minus 2y plus 9 minus 1 equals to x squared minus x squared minus 18x plus 2x plus 81 minus 1. Negative 8y plus 8 equals to negative 16x plus 80. Negative 8y equals to negative 16x plus 72. Divide both sides by negative 8. That's going to be y equals to 2x minus 9. Exactly the same as the equation given in the question. Then it says using the results from parts 2 and 3 and showing all necessary working, find the possible coordinates of C. Now the equations from part 2 and part 3 are x minus 5 squared plus y minus 1 squared equals to 20 and y equals to 2x minus 9. Both the equations have the same variable in common, which is x and y both represent the coordinate C. So if we solve these two simultaneously, we can figure out the value of x and y, and we can do that by substituting y as 2x minus 9 in the first equation. So x minus 5 squared plus 2x minus 9 minus 1 squared equals to 20. If we expand this, that's going to be x squared minus 10x plus 25 plus 2x minus 10 whole square equals to 20. X squared minus 10x plus 25 plus 4x squared minus 40 plus 100 and bring the 20 to the other side. So negative 20 equals to 0. X squared plus 4x squared is 5x squared. Negative 10x minus 40x is minus 50x. And then 25 minus 20 is 5 plus 100 is 105. We can divide all terms by 5, so that's going to give us x squared minus 10x plus 21. Now we factorize this quadratic equation. X squared minus 7x minus 3x plus 21 equals to 0. X bracket x minus 7 minus 3 bracket x minus 7 equals to 0. X minus 7 bracket x minus 3 equals to 0. One value of x is 7 and the other is 3. Now we find the y values. So at x equals to 7, y is going to be 2 times 7 minus 9, 14 minus 9, and that is 5. And then at x equals to 3, y is 2 times 3 minus 9, 6 minus 9, and that is negative 3. So one possible coordinate of C is 7 and 5, and the other is 3 and negative 3. This is your answer. Then says the diagram shows a trapezium ABCD in which the coordinates of A, B, and C are 4, 0, 0, 2, and H, 3, H respectively. The lines BC and AD are parallel. Angle ABC is 90 degrees and CD is parallel to the x-axis. Find by calculation the value of H. So if BC and AD are parallel and AB is perpendicular, we can easily figure out the gradient situation first. We find the gradient of AB, which is going to be 0 minus 2 over 4 minus 0. Negative 2 over 4, which simplifies to negative 1 over 2. Since AB is perpendicular to BC, so what we will do is gradient of AB times gradient of BC equals to negative 1. So negative 1 over 2 times gradient of BC equals to negative 1, which is going to be positive 2. Using the gradient of BC, we can figure out the value of H. So 2 equals to 3H minus 2 over H minus 0. 2 equals to 3H minus 2 over H. 2H equals to 3H minus 2. 2 equals to 3H minus 2H, and H is equal to 2. That is your answer. It's saying hence find the coordinates of D. So if we go back to the diagram, we can see that C and D share the same y value, which is 3H. So using that, we can automatically figure out what the y value of D is going to be, which is 3 times 2, and that's 6. We know that BC is parallel to AD, so we already have the gradient for that. So using that and the y value of D along with the coordinates of A, we can figure out what the x value of D is, and then we have the complete coordinates of D. Y value of D is 3H, which is 3 times 2, and that's 6. Gradient of AB was negative 1 over 2, which means gradient of BC came out to be 2. So 2 equals to 0 minus 6 over 4 minus x. 2 times 4 minus x equals to negative 6. 4 minus x equals to negative 3. 4 plus 3 equals to x, and that is 7. So coordinates of D are 7 and 6. That is your answer. Then says in the parallelogram ABCD, the coordinates of A are 3, 7, the coordinates of B are 6b, and the coordinates of D are 1b. It is given that the gradient of AB is negative 2 over 3. Find the value of B. So we can figure out the value of B by using the gradient of AB. Negative 2 over 3 is equal to 7 minus B over 3 minus 6. Negative 2 over 3 is equal to 7 minus B over negative 3. 6 equals to 3 times 7 minus B. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 2 equals to 7 minus B. B equals to 7 minus 2, and that is 5. Then we have to find the coordinates of C. Now they're asking us to find the coordinates of C. So we know ABCD is a parallelogram. So if I draw a rough sketch of ABCD over here, we know A is 3, 7. So 3, 7. Let's say this is A. 3, 7. B is 6, 5. So if we say this is 6, this is 5. D is 1, 5 now because as you know, P turned out to be 5. 1, 5. This is D. So C is going to be on this side. So C is going to be somewhere over here. Because if we join these points now, A, B, D, so C will be over here, like somewhere over here, I think. Yeah. This is where C is going to be. So, the gradient of AB is negative 2 over 3, if I'm not wrong. So that's going to be the same as the gradient of DC. Because both lines are parallel. So A, 3, 7, B, 6, 5, and D, 1, 5. C is between A and B. Yeah. So the gradient is negative 2 over 3. And DC is 5 minus 5 over 1 minus x. So we know x minus 1 can equal to 3 if x is equal to 4, because 4 minus 1 is 3. And for y minus 5 equal to negative 2, y has to equal to 3. So coordinates of C are 4 and 3. That is your answer. And that also goes with the diagram that I've drawn, because we can see that the y value is less than 5 and x value is between 3 and 6. So that's your answer. Then it says find the area of the triangle formed by the perpendicular bisector of AB and the x-axis and the y-axis. So let's bring back our diagram. So first, let's begin with finding the perpendicular bisector of AB, because we don't know what that is. We know that gradient of AB is negative 2 over 3, which means M2 is going to be 3 over 2. Then we need the midpoint of AB to find the equation of the perpendicular bisector. So that's going to be 3, 7, and 6, 5. So 3 plus 6 over 2 and 7 plus 5 over 2. That's going to be 4.5 and 6. That's the midpoint. Now we find the equation of the perpendicular bisector of AB. So y minus 6 equals to 3 over 2 times x minus 4.5, which is 2y minus 12 equals to 3x minus 13.5. 2y equals to 3x minus 1.5. So that is your equation of the perpendicular bisector. So we know y is going to be 3x over 2 minus 1.5 divided by 2 is going to be 0.75. So if I draw a line, this is basically your perpendicular bisector. Just like a rough idea for that. So we know the y-intercept is 0.75. And we can easily find the x-intercept by putting y equals to 0. So at y equals to 0, it's going to be 0 equals to 3x over 2 minus 0.75. 0.75 equals to 3x over 2, which is going to give us 0.75 times 2 over 3, and that's 0.5. So this over here is 0.5. So they want the area of the triangle formed by the perpendicular bisector of AB, which is the pink line, and the x-axis and the y-axis. So this distance over here is 0.5, and this one over here is 0.75. So your area is going to be half times base times height, which equals 0.1875 units square. That is the area of the triangle formed by the perpendicular bisector, the x-axis, and the y-axis. And that is your answer. And with that, we're done with the questions for coordinate geometry that come in A-level maths paper 1. I'll make a separate video for circles. I know coordinate geometry consists of this and circles. So for circles, I'll make a separate video because that's like entirely different. And I want to make a detailed video about the type of questions you can get for that topic. So this one is just for like equations of perpendicular bisector, parallel lines, midpoints, gradients, and so on. If you have any questions or confusions, please leave a comment below and I'll help you out. And if you understood everything, please like and subscribe, share this video with your friends, and don't forget to check out the other videos in this playlist.